Hello, hello, my funky junk friends. How are we today? Everybody having a great day? It's Thursday. Yeah, it's almost the weekend. It is almost the weekend, you guys. How exciting is that? Sorry, I'm a little bit late. I don't know if all of you know this or not, but I'm part of a Take 5 group, and we just launched a 411 type of group, a group to help fellow creatives, grow their business and stuff like that. And we also did a presenters group. So I was going through some messages and reading a couple things to make sure everything was, make sure I get caught up on everything. Because I'm going to put my trash bag in my trash can, which I meant to do a second ago. Because today was trash day. But anyway, I got sidetracked. Doesn't surprise me. I'm always getting sidetracked. So I thought I would just, let me get this trash bag in here. Oh, for goodness sakes, you guys. Can't get the bag open. What's up with this? Is it a single ply thing, or why won't this open up? Help me, ladies. There we go. For goodness sake. You guys are hopping on. Please say hello so I know that you're here, and excuse me for doing all this. And I didn't bring my laptop up here to make sure we're in the right spot, but we're just going to go for it, and hopefully that we are. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys the other day we worked in our book. I believe that was yesterday morning. We worked in our book. So hi Donna, how you doing, girl? So let me show you what we've got so far in our book here. And then we're going to do another project. We may come back and do a page in here. We might do an ATC. Haven't decided for sure. Actually, I'm just going to pull up my page down here. So here's our fun book right here. And what we did the other day was this, or yesterday. We worked on this right here amongst another page. But I wanted to show you guys. Let me tilt this so that, there we go. Okay, so I found some like magazine letters right here. Okay, but I want a whole bunch of different ones, so I'm going to keep looking. I just printed that off real quick. But I thought we would take these magazine letters and we'll put Frankenstein and Wicked Witch of the West on here, I think. To finish these 2 pages off. So that's the plan there. But I want to print some more of these because I don't want all the W's. Wicked Witch of the... I guess I could print multiple copies of this one and just use it. That would be kind of cool. Look, Frank. Yeah. I think I'll just print some multiple copies of this and we'll put that on there. But we're not going to do that right now. Because I only printed the one. Okay, and then let's see, we did that, and then we also did this page here, where we did these fun, like a collage of just little witches and stuff. So cool, so cool. So that's where we are so far in our little book. How exciting. Now we may come back to that and do another page. I don't know. But what I was thinking about doing today is my friend Melissa from Junk and Craft Treasures. She does a mystery box every month. Okay, and this last month is this most adorable. She sends you tissue paper, always tissue paper. Okay, but it's Junk and Craft Treasures right there. And I do believe her next month is on sale right now. So, which I need to go and order myself. Okay, so she sends you some paint. This is the project right here. She sends you brushes a lot of times. She even sent us glue this time. A couple pieces of bling. A little brush. This is part of the wood cutout right here. Just let me pull this out. Oh, there's this part. I hope y'all saw all that. Okay. But what this is it is a church. Okay, so we've got a couple windows and a door right here. Okay, but this is the base right here. The big long board is the base. And see that back there. But here's our church. Here's how it's going to end up going together. Okay, we put those together and then we put this in the middle here, like that. Did I leave a piece in the box? Oh, I must have grabbed it before you got it set. Right there. So isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? It's just something fun. And then like here's basically what it's gonna be like. Is like this. See? Cute little church. She sent us an extra thing of bling if we want to use it. We don't even have to use that on these if we don't want to. It's up to us on how we want to do the stuff. So I want to try something. Is why I wanted to pull this out. And it's going to be something that's going to have to probably, well, I know it's going to have to be. It's going to have to be a two-parter. Because what I'm thinking about doing is taking a stick. Look how my hands have ink on them still from yesterday. Actually, that's probably not from yesterday. It's probably from work last night. But I'm thinking about taking these bricks right here and just stamping them periodically on the church. Okay? And then what I wanted to do is I wanted to put a thin layer of like paste over the top of it, and then just so the bricks show through. I don't know. I think that would be kind of cool looking. So what I want to do is I'm going to paint the whole church red. We're going to do the brick in black, and then we'll do over the top with the white. Thinking that'll work. But I don't have to even use paste. I could use salt wash over the top and then leave the brick part out. We're going to have to think on that. Let's think on that. But the other thing I want to do one of these days is see this stamping set from IOD. Okay, you basically see these houses down here? You can basically make houses and build them up, you know, cute little see the doors and stuff. But what would be what would be cool too? Oh, quit. We could put like some of these trees and stuff on the front of the church too. Let's think about that. But anyway, you could take like the wood pieces that these came from Decoupage Central. And I could put a link in here for Decoupage Central. When I get off the live, I'll put it in the comments. But that's where I got this. But you can get it anywhere you get IOD stamps. But what would be kind of cool is on the front of this, we could have the church. And then, see, like this is a rose vine. We could have that going up. There's some little flower boxes. But anyway, you could take some of the wood pieces that how we have that are like this, and do a fun little scene on the front of them with some of these stamps. So versatile and fun. Okay, so I kind of want it brick because it's going to be kind of like the church's brick. So we're going to start off with painting these red. Then, like I said, I'm going to stamp bricks on them. And then still contemplating salt wash, you guys. I don't know. If we don't like the way it looks when we're done, what are we going to do? We can flip it over, number one. And number two, we can sand it off and try it again. So no big deal. No worries if it's not what we like. So I have this wonderful barn red here, which I think is a nice brick color. And we're just going to go for it. We're just going to go for it, ladies. We are going to go and just start working on this. So if I get it done, we get it done. If not, we will work on it again later. So anyway, So what exciting things are going on this weekend with you guys? I think I've told you we're going to a race. So what I like about this wood too, and it's part of the character, is she left this wood rough, so it already has texture and personality. You see all the, see how it's kind of rough and textured? So that's totally awesome. She didn't like, we could sand all that and make it smooth, but she left it like that because, on purpose is what I'm trying to say, and it's not coming out my mouth. But it was done by design that way. So, you guys, sometimes when I come up with these fun little ideas of different things like this, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Sometimes I get done with them and I'm like, that's the ugliest thing ever. But we're going to go for it and try it and see what we think. And like I said, if we don't like it, we'll sand it off and do something different. So here we go. I just kind of want to cover it with this because the stamp is the outline of the brick, and so we'll stamp it in black so we can really see it. But it's basically going to be it's going to be a brick church with, I'm going to hold off doing the sides. We might do the sides, the white or whatever color we cover the top. But it's going to be like an old brick church. And then it's like they put stucco on it is what I'm going to try to. It's the look I'm searching for. Is it going to work? I don't know. But we can fix it if it doesn't. But I think I told you guys the other day, Saturday, we're going up to Michigan to watch No Prep Kings, which is part of the Street Outlaws series, which if you've been around for very long, I love racing. So that's exciting. Now, you guys, I know there's not a ton of people on here today. I know the Junk Journal Jamboree's going on, and my friend Grace is on right now. If I'd have realized that, I would have rescheduled this for a different time because I love watching her and her creative process with things. But so it's probably why we don't have a whole lot of friends here. And it's raining out, so that's always exciting. At least it's raining here. So people are might be having trouble with service and stuff. So what'd you guys think about the alert yesterday? Was that exciting or what? Of course, it was while we were sleeping. And even though, we have our phones on do not disturb or private or whatever, it still went off. It was I knew it was going to go off, but when it did go off, startled me a bit, but got over it. Went right back to sleep. Not a big deal. But yeah. So, actually, I don't think I was. Yes, I was. I don't know. Yeah, I was. Because I slept a little bit later yesterday because we were on live in the morning. So, yeah, that was what came through. I said that, and then I was like, wait a minute. No, Christy, you weren't live. I mean, you weren't sleeping. But I was. Okay, so let's get this dry a little bit. And once again, my dryer's on the floor. It's this little hook on here. I need it. Scared you? Yeah. Need to put a little hook down there and hang it. But I don't know how well that little hook will last because it's rubber. A lot of times those rubber pieces, they come off. So, right there. Still trying to get rid of this cold, y'all. It's getting better. I'm not like having a coughing fit where it's like I'm about to die. So that's a good thing. But it's still hanging out. It's hanging out. So, which is no fun at all. But eventually it'll go away. So, anyway. Just going to dry this and then we're going to stamp it. I'm going to stamp it with the brick. And I'm going to stamp the whole thing. So then I don't have to pick and choose where we're going to put the stuff on top. You know what I mean? I'm still contemplating, man, Still trying to decide if we should use salt wash. I'm kind of thinking I want to do salt wash. And maybe do like salt wash in gray and brown. And then cover the whole thing with white, maybe. And then kind of sand them back. I'm not sure. But if I use whatever I use, I need to be careful because I have to be able to attach it to this board. So, before we do anything else, this is almost dry. We're going to mark on these boards where that one's going to lay so that I don't put anything so it'll sit on there flat. You know what I'm saying? So we want it to be on there flat. I love this barn red, you guys. It's absolutely beautiful. I believe, or I know for a fact, Melissa also sent that barn red in one of our kits. And I'm going to have to go get some more. It's just apple barrel barn red, but it's just such a deep, pretty red. I love it. So I kind of want this to be in the center. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it easy peasy on me. I'm going to go like this, and this is about 5.5, so that'd be 2.5, 2 3/4 will be the middle. Okay, so I'm going to just go to my end here. I'm going to get a pencil first, so I have it in my hand, and I'm going to go over 2 3/4, right about right there, and pick up a pencil that doesn't have any lead, and there's another one with no lead. What is up with that? And I just stuck my arm in the... I just need a little mark, that's all. There we go. Stuck my arm in the red paint. Hello, Cassie. How are you? Okay, so there's my center of this board here. Okay, so this is the center of these. I'm going to put this right here. Kind of like how it's going to be together. All right, now what I'm wanting to do is I want to mark here, so I only do the texture out here and not get it all in the center. But I need a pencil because that's pencil number 2 that's not sharp. Oh my gosh, you guys. Here's one. So I'm just going to do this. It's not going to show up real well, which is good because I don't want a line there when we're done. But I just want to kind of make sure that I don't I do all my work out here and not in there. Now this still feels super wet. Super duper wet. I don't know why it feels so wet. It's probably because it's damp right now. So, but do you guys understand why I did that? So that if we do use the salt wash, then it'll sit flat because the salt wash adds texture to things. So we don't want that to be like that. Okay, I'm going to call that good. Now I'm going to grab my bigger ink pad here for this stamp that we're going to use. So I'm going to pull this guy out here. Now they have a cobblestone. Okay, now see there's a cobblestone or there's brick, but I'm thinking I want to use the brick. The cobblestone looks like I can see on there. I haven't used the brick yet, so let's do this. Let's pull it off of here. Now, I don't have the fancy dancy acrylic blocks, but that's okay. I can just use my hand. Now, the first time you use this stamp, you should very gently go over it with sandpaper. I usually go both directions. I go all the way around and just gently. And all this does is help the stencil grab a hold of the ink. But see, I'm thinking boop, boop, boop. So I'm thinking this is going to look. I'm going to go this way because this has got, well, they're both pretty straight on the bottom. Okay. Does it need to be perfect? No, ladies, do not fret if you get it off or something. Okay. So we're just going to kind of, and if it doesn't, if it's not very dark on there, that's okay too. Because like I said, we're going to cover most of it. Because I just want the brick just kind of showing through, not necessarily be exactly what it is. Does that make sense? Not really. But I'm hoping I got enough ink on there. And then I'm just going to press that down. Okay. See that? And no, I didn't get it straight. That's okay. Just going to add some more ink. Just like that. And I'm just going to lay that right on top of there. I think that's going to look cool. I might even end up leaving it brick. That looks kind of cool like that, don't it? Don't it? You can't see it real close, or it's not real dominant, but pretty cool looking. Pretty darn cool looking. And look, it just barely need one more little spot. I'm gonna see if I can just get it by, there's enough ink on there just to finish that off. It was. Okay, so we've got that one. Probably, well, I don't want to get ink everywhere. I'm going to end up with ink all over my hands and stuff. Now this ink is fade resistant dye ink. Okay, it's the Memento. I'm going to be dead honest with you guys. I am not a proclaimed paper crafter. So as far as like inks and things like that, what do I know about them? Pretty much nothing. All I know is what I see my friends and stuff do and the stuff that they use. So I don't know if there's something bigger, better, or whatnot, something different that I should be using instead of this. I don't know. This ink pad I have had for a minute. And it's just the one that I'm going to use and use it up. Hey, Sydney, how are you? So we're just kind of making this brick for right now, and then we'll see what we want to do from there. We're making a church, which is part of the DIY mystery kit from Melissa last month. And I thought it might be kind of cool to put the brick and either use, there's a whole bunch of ink right there. I dribbled, see that? Oh, well, I'm not going to worry about it. The brick, and then either use salt wash and go over the top of it and then just have the brick show in a few places, or even just use see that blob, that ink there, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. Okay, so see when I put this on here, it'll just be in those, it'll be in the background. But I'm thinking about salt wash or like a paste, to kind of make it look like it, that they put stucco over the top of it. Spit your words out, Christy. I'm trying to spit my words out. That was my thought. I don't know. Like I just said, I don't know if it's going to work or if it's going to look like poo-poo or it'll look good. We'll find out, right? So all we can do is try it and see what we think. Now on this one, we have to extend the bricks on. So like with our stamp, if you look real close on the stamp, it has the spots where this guy here will fit right into there. If I can get it in there without making a mess. So I picked that one up pretty quickly because I didn't push down quite as long because I moved it. And so I didn't want to like double stamp it. So I just picked it up. So it's probably a little bit lighter there. See that? I think that's turning out cute. We'll just keep going. A Q-tip would have got it off. I know, I don't even have any Q-tips in here. That's one thing I need to get some and bring some in here. But I never think of it, to be honest. So here we go. And like I said, I'm going to cover a lot of this, but I wanted to make sure that I covered it where words are hard today. Words seem to always be hard anymore. I didn't want to just, like put it here and then that have to be my spot so that we can kind of go thin over it and thicker over it and stuff like that, That was my thought anyway. Right or wrong, I don't know. So, hi, Mama. How are you? So, but yeah, you have some Q-tips. We have some just in the other room. I don't think about it, to be honest. I get off my live, I clean up my mess a lot of times, and then I forget about some of the things that I wanted to get done. Like when I get off today, I've got a couple orders I've got to finish cutting on the laser because we need to make a trip to the post office. Got a couple done yesterday and a couple done the day before. So, gotta get them in the mail. I try to only go to the post office a couple times a week. Once or twice. I usually end up about 2 times a week because we have multiple post offices here in town, but only the main post office, which is clear on the other side of town, has the big partial drop thing to where you can put boxes in. And of course, when I'm in town, I usually go on my way to work, so it's 10 o'clock at night. I can go in and drop them in that box. But the post office that's closest to me doesn't have that, of course. Never convenient. Never convenient. But Kathy Nolan Wiley is my mama. She's probably getting ready to go to singing. She is part of a acapella, like barbershop chorus, kind of like Pitch Perfect, the movie Pitch Perfect. And they practice on Thursdays. Practicing for contest and their Christmas show, I bet. So that's probably where she's getting ready to go. Her and my 2 aunts do that. It's fun to go watch them. Go watch them perform. Love it. Love it. When we get time. Use a rubber gun. I know. There's rubber gloves sitting right here too. I'm already in it. So it's okay. I'm used to my hands being dirty. So here we go. We got about 2 more stamps and we'll be done. Do that side and this little point. The little point's off a little bit. So what should we do, you guys? Should we do the paste or should I do salt wash? I can't decide. It's like that. And then there's just this little point here. I'm just going to kind of do that. Okay. So here's where we are on this. Let's see what this looks like. It's from the laser there. So right now it is a brick church. See that? And I didn't even, let me slide it down. You don't know what they look like, so you can't say, I can't decide. Can't decide. So, there's what we've got there. I'm going to go ahead right quick, and I'm going to grab a wipe to wipe my hands off, and I'm going to go ahead and wipe that stamp off a little bit, and then when I go wash my brushes, I'll get it all off. And this is not going to come off because it's, ink, but I'm at least going to get some of it off of there. Okay, and then when I wash my brushes, I'll stick it, put it in water and wash it real good. But at least got some of it off. You got to take care of your supplies. That's how you get your supplies to last forever. So if you just take care of them, clean your brushes each time and all that fun stuff. Okay, so let me see. This is what I originally was thinking, was to use the matte gel. But now I'm thinking I could just do I'm going to use salt wash. I'm going to get the salt wash out and use it. Because we know that I like color. So we've got our red brick. Okay. And then we'll do like a gray salt wash on here. Let's do maybe we'll use like the sea haze, kind of a blue color. We'll use this cobblestone. They're close to the same. And then we'll do some white on top. I want to put a little bit of brown in there, I think. Just a little bit of brown. Just want to put the blue just to add a little bit of oomph to it. Now those are chalk paints and they're super thick. So it might be a kind of a pain in the bottom. But I'm going to kind of leave these together like this. I don't want to glue them together because I don't want to, then have a line here where I didn't get it done. And yes, I left the sides plain because whatever I put on the top is what I will put on the sides once we figure out exactly what we want to do there. So let's start with let's put the brown on the bottom down there. So actually, I'm not going to use this burnt umber because it's one of my favorite browns, and we're adding it to salt wash. So I'm just going to use plain old brown. Oh my. That's for apple barrel. Look how thick that is, you guys. That's peculiar. That is peculiar. So I'm just going to add just a little bit of salt wash in here. What salt wash does is it's just an additive that you add to your paint to make texture, make your paint thicker. It's however you want to put it on your board. So, but see how it makes it kind of like a brownie batter type of thing. Okay. I'm just going to take this rag right here. Just wipe that off. I just use the end of my paintbrush. There's all kinds of, use a stick, something like that, whatever you want to do. Okay, so I'm just going to take it, my chippy brush, and we're just going to remember, I don't want to cover the whole thing. I'm telling myself this too. I just want it in some spots because I still want the brick to show through. So I think this is going to be cool. Now, I also have spots that I need to put the door and stuff. So what I may end up having to do is sand this down real good. And to get it to where the door and stuff will fit. What's cool about salt wash too, you guys, is you can leave it to where it's bumpy and has texture, but you can also do it to where it is smooth, but it looks like it has texture. So after you get it dry, you can basically sand it down. And I'm going to show you an example because I can. So hold on 2 seconds here. Let me jump up and grab something. Ouch. Stepped on that thing and it hurt. And let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay. I have this cool sign right here. Hi, puppy. Okay. Look at all that texture. This was done with salt wash, but it's smooth because she sanded it all the way down. Okay. So she put layers on and then she sanded it smooth. Okay. After she was done, she got it all sanded smooth. Or you can do it to where, see this one? This has salt wash on it. That is not smooth. It's chunky. See if I can get you. See how you can see the texture on there? So you can do it either way. Make it look like it has texture or actually leave the texture on. Get what I mean? Okay, so there's our brown. I'm going to leave that in case we want to put a couple more things on there. Now let's go with let's do this gray or this blue color here. And I'm just going to probably pour way too much in my cup because that's what I tend to do. Yep, way too much. Now you can save the salt wash if you put it in cups with lids. What I do a lot of times is I will take a board or a piece of paper or something that I have hanging out over here, and I will add what's left. I'll just start adding onto like a piece of scrap board or whatever until I get it all used up, and then I have something with a pretty background on it. So anyway, here we go. I'll just wipe my brush off and just use the chippy brush. Now, the smartest thing to do would be to kind of dry this a little bit. Actually, to get it completely dry would be the absolute smartest thing to do. But we're not going to do that because we're live. But I'm just going to kind of go over it just a little bit, just to get it a little bit dry. I don't know. I think this is going to look cool. If not, like I said, we'll just sand it off and do something different. Okay? We're not going to fuss about it. But I want some of the brick to show. I want some of the colors to show. You know, like the church has been around for a while and had some age on it and stuff. That's the idea here. Now my brown is mixing a little bit with my blue, see? Because it's not completely dry, but that's okay. Put some more on here. Okay, so now let's go with this gray and put it on here. Goodness. I'm gonna wipe that off so that trying to do better about getting my lids on correct straight and not having a bunch of crunchy paint along those edges, because it does nothing but make my life hard. So I need to not do it. Okay, so see this cobblestone gray. I love this cobblestone gray. I think it's pretty. Now I'm going to throw this rag away because I've got paint and stuff all over it. So I don't get it everywhere. Now, like I said, the smartest thing to do would be get this dry, but, you know, nobody said we were smart, right? And you know, when you're using salt wash, it's always a good idea to let it get good and dry, like let it dry overnight. So then when you sand it, it sands correctly. But I'm not patient enough for that a lot of times. So now see, the reason I left my brushes in those in the thing, because now I can go back, and the idea is kind of just layering. See, I can just add some more of this brown back on top of this gray, and then some of the blue back on there. Now see, this looks like a hot mess right now. Now you guys are going, what in the heavens to Betsy is she doing? She's doing nothing but making a little mess like a little kid. But like I said, we think it'll look good. Hey, Jeannie. You know what, Donna, as far as how much salt wash you add, you just add a little and look at your texture and see what you want to do. If it looks too thick, you know, add some more paint. So it's kind of personal preference. Now, if you're doing a big piece of furniture and stuff, there is a formula for it. But we're just doing little things. So I just add it, usually about a texture or the consistency of brownie batter is usually what I'm trying to look for. Okay, so now I've covered most of this, and you guys are going, you weren't going to cover the brick part. But when this dries, I can sand it back down to that. So now the biggest thing is to not dump this paint everywhere. To try to, let's see how well we can get it dried up real good. Let me put my salt wash back over here out of the way, because we have limited space for things. So, okay, so here we go. Yeah, just, you know, it's like an old recipe your grandma gave you. Just add a little and go from there. Because you definitely, you know, you could, if you add too much salt wash, put some more paint in it. If you want some more, if you didn't add enough, put a little more salt wash in. Just a little bit of it. Now that big container that I have of salt wash right there, that's the only container I have ever bought. And I have been playing with salt wash for a couple of years now. Now you, depending on if you're using it on a big piece of furniture, which I never have. I've only ever used it on little projects like this and stuff, and boards, things like that. So it's not like I use a ton of it when I use it. So, but yeah, that's lasted me all this time. Okay, so I'm just kind of trying to get it dry as I can. And then we're going to, I was trying to decide if we want to sand it or if I just want to put white over the top of it and be done with it. And then maybe sand in some spots, because you can see some of the brick through there. So, like I said, we're trying something here. You know, I don't know if this is going to look good or not. We'll find out. Right on? You know? Sometimes my ideas work and sometimes they don't work. But ideally, we'd let this just sit overnight and then come back in and paint over the top of it or sand it, however we want to do it. It's getting there. A little bit longer. A little bit longer. So, it's rainy here, you guys. It's looking like where you are. We've got rain going on. So I thought somebody said yesterday, I heard somebody say yesterday at work that I think we're supposed to get about an inch of rain today, which, you know, we haven't had a lot of rain lately. We have a lot of dampness in the mornings. It's always, I mean, for the last few months, it's foggy in the morning and everything is not just dewy, soaking wet, you know. I mean, I know everything's dewy in the morning, but everything's been wet like it rained, but it didn't. Seems extra to me than what it normally is, you know? Okay, so now I'm going to take my sandpaper here and I'm just going to kind of knock a little bit of this. It's still wet in places, so I don't want to smear it too bad. We might pause on this part. Yeah, because it's not wet. I mean, it's still wet in there. But I kind of like that look. We're just going to go for it. So I'm just kind of knocking it down. It's doing something cool to it. Now it's ruining my sandpaper because it's wet. Because we can't get it dry all the way through during a live. Now I'm going to dry a little bit longer. I know, how boring. How boring, how boring. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through. Actually, I'm going to turn my hot glue gun on. Actually, I don't even have my hot glue gun over here. So probably just end up using wood glue. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to sit this over here like that. And we're going to get us some, I'm just going to grab my wood glue, my hot glue gun real quick. It's not that far, it's just over here by my Cricut. Because I moved it so that I would have more room. And in its place, I just put something else. Makes no sense. But put that in. Because I think I kind of want to go ahead and hook those together as soon as this gets hot. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to take that. I'm going to grab me another yucky staining, or whatever those are called, chip brush. I'm going to get me a little plate here. Or it feels like I got about 3 plates, but that's okay. Now I want to get some white paint. Maybe we should do this antique white. Let's do the antique white. Okay. Should we do the antique white? Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to just dry brush right over the top of that. It's going to pick up the texture and stuff. And you can still tell underneath there that there's brick under there. Okay. So see that? It's almost like the church was once blue. Maybe then it was gray. And then now it's this antique white color. Okay, now you are going to be able to see the sides. So once we do this, we'll do the sides over there. See what I mean? We'll do them with this antique white. Even though there's red there, that'll be okay. Nobody will notice that but you. Now, I'm not like where the brick and stuff is still showing. I'm going to cover some of that, but I'm not going to cover it as heavy as I'm kind of going over these parts here. But see how that makes that beautiful texture? So it's almost like, you know, maybe this was a beach church. And so it's got kind of, you know, from the salt water and stuff. Isn't that pretty? I think that's very pretty. I think that worked out. I wanted more like brick here in the middle and stuff, which, like I said, I could sand down to the brick, but I'm also kind of liking how this looks. So I think I'm going to leave it alone is what I'm going to do. And stop. Penelope, stop it. Sit down. Sit down, girl. My puppy's underneath my feet. Okay, so while we have this paint out, let's go ahead and do our sides and get that done. Let me slide that up here. And then we got to work on our doors and our windows. Definitely did not need as much paint as I just put on there, I don't think. But you know, now I only need to do this side and up through here. Because that's all you're going to see. You're not going to see this side. You're not going to see the bottom. Now, could I go along and do the bottom and stuff? Yeah. Now, I'm going to go ahead and kind of wipe this a little bit so I don't have blobs of paint there. And then I'll paint the back of it later so that if it's sitting somewhere, you can see the back. It'll be okay. Now, we may end up putting some little bit of wax on here too. Some of the dark wax. But we'll see. This almost matches the wood color, but it does like clean it up so that it looks, you know, where I got the red. It kind of cleans that up. Okay. Now it's okay. My granddaughter's home, so now she's going into panic mode because she wants to see Lily. Just heard the bus. My oldest granddaughter went over to a friend's house this afternoon. So Lily had to ride the bus home. Benefits of being the younger sister, right? You end up having to ride the bus, you know, because your sister has other plans. But that's okay. She'll be all right. Here, I thought I put too much paint on there. But I didn't. But just a little bit more. Don't need a lot. So, actually, I don't know what that's like. I was an only child, so I didn't have to, you know, rely on a brother or sister to take me to school or anything like that. It was me. It was just me. So, you guys can't even see what I'm doing. I'm just painting the sides, you guys. I apologize. So, there we go. Okay. So now let's sit that down. Set that over there. One thing I was going to do is make sure, I just want to make sure I don't have clumps. You know, sometimes you get like a clump of paint on along the sides when you're doing that. So we need to kind of dry that a little bit. So thank you. Thank you. It's raining there in Washington, India. Yeah. I'm in Kokomo, so yeah, I know. I think all of Indiana had rain on it today. I don't know that for a fact. But Lucille is in Nova Scotia, Canada. We're going to get rain from the... Oh, hurricanes are scary. I'm telling you. I don't live around the ocean and stuff to where you get things like that, so they seem extremely scary. I mean, all, you know, Mother Nature's wrath, I guess you could say, when stuff like that happens, are scary. But like when you live in a region, it seems like hurricanes seem so scary to me. Earthquakes seem so scary. Tornadoes are scary, but we know what to do when there's tornado weather, you know, because in Indiana we get tornadoes. So, you know, I think it's just what you're familiar with and not familiar with. There's Lily. I would prefer you not to play in the rain because you'll end up sick. I'm already sick. We've got germies in the house. Play in the rain, Goofy. Silly girl. She wants to go play in the rain. Maybe I should let her play in the rain. I don't know. She probably wouldn't last out there very long, would she? My mom's still on here now. Probably not. She's probably fine. Okay, so let's quit doing that. So let's do this real quick. Let's glue these two pieces together. Okay, so let me see. Is my glue gun hot? Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just going to take some wood glue, and I'm probably going to get it everywhere because I can't ever put just a little bit of wood glue on something. I always end up putting a bunch of wood glue on something. But we're going to attempt it. Now I'm going to use the hot glue just in a couple spots, just so that it fills or it holds right away. Okay. So, but you got to be careful when you're using the hot glue because you don't want to let it get dry because it'll bubble up and then it won't sit flat. You know what I mean? See, like right now I'm taking way too long to do this. So I'm just going to shove this in here together like that. And I'm sure it squirted out the bottom. Nope, not too bad. I'll lay it back down. So I want it as flat as I can get it. I'm just going to hold it for just a second. Mom said, Mimi said no. Oh, she already left. Mimi said no. I mean, listen to me. I don't want her to get sick. You know. Okay, so I just kind of wanted to get that starting to stick together. I didn't put a lot of hot glue on there, so on purpose. So I'm just going to kind of sit this up here out of the way a little bit. And I'm going to wipe this off so we don't get it. I'm not going to glue this together yet. We'll let that settle and get glued. So I'm going to sit this over here. So now we have our little doors and our little windows. Couple things that we could do here. Now what Melissa did was she took her paper that she gave to us and kind of made the windows. She put the tissue paper right on top so that they looked kind of stained glassy. Okay.
Once Nobody comes in, I'm gonna go shower.
Okay. Sounds good. Love you. So she did that, which I think would be pretty. Or we could just paint them. I'm kind of thinking I like that idea of the stained glass because I thought it was really cute on her project. So let's put the hot glue gun up so it'll be annoying. Okay, and then she did her door brown and then did some paint colors over the top, which was kind of what my idea was a little bit. I was even thinking about just doing my door this way rather than worrying about the etching and stuff. Let's think for a minute. Let's do this real quick. Let's do these with the stained glass looking stuff. I'm going to use that section right there. I think that's a pretty section. And it's got a little bit of blue right there. I mean, like, I'll show you just a second. Looks like splatter on there. We're not known for hurricane. Really? Man, that stuff is so scary. But see the little dots on there? I think that'll be pretty. Now, normally, we always tell you guys to paint these white, but we're going to leave them the wood color because, like I said, that's what she did on hers, and it turned out really cute. So that's what we're going to do. Now, I'm going to use my Liquitex Matte Medium because that's what I like to use, especially when I'm doing tissue paper or napkins. And I'm just going to get my, like I have this crunchy brush here. See, it's getting harder and harder the farther it down it goes. But I just go like this and get it loose again, and that's what I use for my stuff. So I'm just going to put a little bit on here. And we're going to slap it on here like this. And I like to use this because it's thinner. It's a little easier to work with, I think, especially when you're using tissue paper or napkins. But use what you have. If you only have Mod Podge, use Mod Podge. Now, if your Mod Podge is super thick, you can always add a little bit of distilled water to it, and that'll help thin it out if you feel like it's too thick for your tissue papers or your napkins. Now, I'm not going to do like the iron-on method and stuff like that. I very rarely do that because I like wrinkles. So I want to make sure I get some of that splattery on there. Now I'm just going to kind of gently press it with my finger. Okay. Then I'm going to take a chippy brush and I'm going to really get that down into that glue. And I don't want to use my finger because then my finger will be sticky and then I could pull some of that back up if I'm not careful. Okay. Just like that. Very nice. Very nice. Now I'm just going to tear it. Okay, now I already messed up my thing there. And this guy here, someone, I'm not sure who it is, someone that was in this room a little bit ago, chewed on my little guy. He got a hold of it, or she got a hold of it and chewed it. But I'm just kind of going along there like that. See that? I think that's going to be pretty on there. I think it's going to be pretty, you guys. So right there. Of course, I'm going to set those up there. Put them in my little thing for my, whatever those are, HEC cards. So now I kind of want my door to match. Okay, but it would be, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try this. I'm going to put this all over that. And then I'm going to paint the frame of the door. Okay, so if it doesn't work, we'll sand it back off. It's going to be okay if it doesn't work. So I'm just going to, because I kind of want my windows and my door to be the stained glass, but that's the only way I can think of, unless I just did the Mod Podge or my matte medium just where the windows are. But I think that would be kind of hard. So I'm kind of thinking that if I cover the whole thing with the tissue paper, and then I can go around the edges to put the, like to make the door brown, or if I want to make the door white or whatever I want to do. Now I kind of want to make sure I'm kind of in the same spots on here, you know, so the coloring matches a little bit. So we're just going to go for right here. Like that, and I kind of want to make sure I got some of that splatter. I'm only going to get it on one side, but that's okay. Just very gently. Very, very gently. Now, if you get this on here and I'm, you know, say I'm pouncing this on here and I notice like around the edge or something like that, like right there. See, it doesn't seem to want to, it's not sticking there because it's tissue paper. I can go right over the top of it like that, and that will get my edges because it'll soak it right through. Okay. So, but just like with anything, if you do it in one spot, you kind of need to do it all over the place, because even though it dries clear, you'll have a little spot that looks a little funny. You guys, I'm off the screen again. I need to pay better attention, don't I? Okay. You did that on yours, Jeannie? Jeannie, I didn't get your whole thing watched, so I need to finish watching that. But I saw you working on it the other day, and Miss Jeannie bought this kit too, you guys. From our friend Melissa, and I didn't get all yours watched. That's not funny. I was gonna say that's funny, but it's not funny, because last night at work I was going through and watching. I listen to a lot of replays at work, and I was thinking to myself, okay, there's something I needed to finish watching, or watch, but I could not for the life of me remember what it was. And now you say that it was you. It was you I needed to finish watching. Okay, now see, you can see that door through there. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to go around with the brown or the white or something. Maybe I should just leave it alone. I just kind of want to get them dry. I don't know. Let's do this. Let's see what we look like. So if this guy's back on here like that, there. See my door? And it's getting it right now. It's pouring out there. See that? Kind of like that. What do you guys think? Should we try to kind of just go around the edges? Maybe we should. You guys have never used this. I just got it. I got some finishing paste. Let's try to figure out how we're going to open it. Let's do that first. Now look, I just saw this. There's still a little bit of paint on my paintbrush here. See how that just adds another texture there? Couldn't help it. I like that. Kind of pulls the pinky purpley color of the stained glass back up. Now don't push like I just did. Kind of smear it just very softly. Just kind of wipe over it. See how it makes it all blend. I like that better. Now I'm going to put that in the water. Always changing my mind. Now, like I said, I've never used this stuff. I've watched everybody else use the dark wax. So let's look at it and let's see what we think. Okay, it's just like yucky wax. I'm going to stick my finger in it. Oh, it's just kind of smeary. It's not like I thought it would be kind of liquidy. Not liquidy, but kind of like I'd stick like Vaseline. But it's kind of hard. See, I can do this on here. Unless mine's messed up or something. It's just not what I thought it would be. Not that there's anything at all wrong with it. It's absolutely perfect stuff. I think it makes projects look cool. It's just different than what I thought it was going to be. I'm just going to kind of I don't know if you can see. You can't really see it that well. Not as much as you would if you use the well, yes, you can. I can see it now. And I hold it next to something. But you see what I mean? It's just kind of like that. Let's just go along here. Let's see. And we'll see what we like. If we like it or not. Actually, I do like it. I think it looks kind of cool. Just adds another element to what you're doing. Right there. Okay, so let's now see. We could go like that. See how it just kind of dims it just a little bit right there. It's not real dominant, I guess, is the word that I'm trying to look for. It's there, but it's not like when you do your antiquing waxes and stuff like that, and it's super duper dark. It's just kind of dulling it down so it looks a little antiqued, more so than just, but not super antiqued, I guess you could say. I like how that looks, though. Look at this. We can go across to some of this, too. I think that looks good. Okay, I'm going to leave it alone for now. So I'm going to bang this down. Because if I don't, I'll just sit it there and then it'll get nasty. Nasty, nasty. So I kind of like how that looks. Like that. And then our two little windows here. Just like that. What do you guys think? You guys like it so far? Now see, it has a whole base that you can sit it on, but I don't think I'm going to put the base on it. I think I'm going to just kind of leave it like it is. Now, like what I was telling you, we could put some of those vines and stuff that are on here. Like, we were looking at these. So like if we wanted to, see there's little flower boxes there we could put on there, but I don't think I want to do that. But like this stamp right here, we could take brown and just kind of go like they're kind of like a vine growing up. Let's try it in a spot. But I do want to use brown. I don't want to use black because I don't want it to like jump off of there. Now I've used this one before, so I don't have green, so it's not like I could use green. Let's just try it. Let's just try it and see what we think. I didn't put hardly any ink on there. You can't even see it. You can't even really see it because of all the texture. It's not going to work because of all the texture. So because I've got some brown there, I'm going to just kind of I know I did this with the ink, the wax, but because I had that little spot there, I don't want it to look funny because it's got a whole bunch of other stuff happening. There we go. Okay, so that didn't work. It's because of the texture is why it didn't work. If it was flat, it would have worked real good. Okay, so let's hook all this stuff up on here, I think. Now, like I said, it comes with this board to kind of set it on, to where you could make like a little scene or something with it. You could make this like it's a sidewalk and sit stuff in front of it. But I'm thinking I'm going to leave it like this. So because I feel like when I stand it, it's going to stand up. See, it will stand up once it's all glued together. And if it doesn't, I can always put something on it to make it stand up. But I'm going to put it like that because I think I like it that way. Okay, so let's glue it together. Let's get her done. So I'm going to put some glue on here. Too much glue? I don't know. Not enough glue? I don't know. We'll find out, won't we? Won't we? That is still the glue that, if you guys remember, I was having a ton of trouble with. That it was all clogged up. And I just took that lid off instead of, because I almost just threw it away and bought more. And I thought, you know what? That is so wasteful. So I just took that lid off and I let it soak one day when I was at work. And then I just cleaned it out and got it all nice and clean. And now it works just fine. I'm just going to press that. I'm just going to wipe this glue, the extra glue off the back. Right there. I'm just going to hold it for just a minute to make sure. Now, remember when I drew that line, so I put it right where those are, so I know this is in the center. Now, if you got it a little bit off, it's okay. It's not going to hurt a darn thing if it's off a little bit. So, I thought just something a little different here. Okay. I'm going to take my dryer and I'm going to kind of dry real good right here. I'm getting ready to glue this on. Now, I'm still contemplating the cross that goes up there that she sent to us. I don't know if I want to put that cross on there or not. Or if I want to cut one out on the laser and put on there. I don't know. We'll have to lay it on there and see. But I kind of want to make sure this is pretty dry before I glue the door and stuff on, so I know it's going to stick real good. Now, I could sand that a little bit so that I make sure it sits kind of flat, but I think it's going to be okay. Okay. So these guys will go here. And then this guy here. Now I'm just eyeballing. Actually, I'm taking the center of that door and putting it with my pen mark like I did the bottom there. Just like that. Now, I don't know that I want to use wood glue because I'm not wood to wood there. So I think I'm just going to grab my stick fast. If I can get it open. I've been having trouble with my stick fast, you guys. That's why I left my pliers over here. I got it clogged up and I haven't yet taken it down to fix. Let it soak in some water and see if I can get it unclogged. But I had never had trouble like that before. I don't know why all of a sudden it started being crazy and doing that. And I think I have another jar of it somewhere. Bottle of it. I should get it out till I get this one fixed, or get the other one out, use it up, and then when I'm done using it, I can pour that one into that the other bottle. Might do that because before I was always bragging about how Stick Fast never clogs up, but this guy's clogging up on me. How dirty my hands are. So, but it works like this too, unless you're doing a real small piece. Because you don't really want to stick it to your fingers. It does come off, but it's like getting, you know, super glue on your fingers. Because it's a CA glue, and a CA glue is the same as super glue. I don't think this is quite as strong and immediate as super glue. You know how super glue, you get it and you get it on your fingers and you stick them together, they're stuck for a minute. This doesn't dry that fast, so you've got time to pull your fingers back off there. But once it's on, they're on there. See? Okay, so let's put the lid back on this right here. Man, it's coming down out there, you guys. See, I got some glue right there. So I'm just gonna rip that off a little bit. There we go. All right. So now we need to decide if we actually want to put this cross on here or not. Here. What do you got? Oh, it looks awful pretty, don't it? It does look pretty. Now see how it doesn't lay flat? So I can just very gently, I don't want to break it. See, I bent it too much there. I don't want to keep going back and forth either. I want to get it to where there, it's pretty flat there, like that. What do you guys think? I'm kind of thinking I need to put the cross on there. Now that I've seen it on there, it looks really good. Wasn't sure at first, but I'm thinking I like that. Okay, so let's use this B7000. I don't know. She sent it to us to use, so let's use it. Let's just use it. So I kind of want, I don't really know where all to put it. I'm going to put it on all of these spots here. Like that, because a lot of it doesn't stick. Doesn't touch. All right, now I'm going to take a little bit of this and I'm just going to put a little dab in the middle here to try to get it to hold its place right off the bat. Let's see if we can do this without making a big old mess. Like kind of want to make sure it's in the center. I'm looking at that, and I'm looking at this right there. I'm just going to hold that for just a second. Woo, this stuff smells funny. It's got a funny, well, glue smell to it. Let's go ahead and put the lid back on it. I've heard of E6000, but never 7000, but that don't mean nothing just because I've never heard of it, right? So anyway, I think Melissa will like this. I think she'll like it. Because see, you can still see the brick through there, which is what I wanted. Kind of wanted more of the brick to show, but I always get carried away with the paint and things. So I think that's going to stay right like that. And I will tell you this, you guys, if you're working with glue a lot, if there's stuff called some debonder that you can use. So if you get glue somewhere you don't want it to go, it's right here. That stuff's strong. This debonder glue remover. What's awesome about this glue remover, you can get the glue off your hands by using it. It's kind of oily. I'll show you. It's like I've got glue right there. And it'll take it off. You just kind of rub and it takes the glue off. But if you get glue on your project, you can use that and it gets the blob off, but it doesn't mess up your paint. See how it's coming off right there? See, now I got that glues off my finger. So get you some of that. I'm still sticky though. I'm still sticky. Let me get a wipe. Can't stand it. I can't stand it. I don't mind my hands being dirty. I cannot stand my hands to be sticky. Hi, Jeanette. How are you? How are you? Just kind of playing here. All right. So I think I'm not going to do the base. I think that's going to sit just fine for me. If not, I could put it in a plate tray or I could put it, I might change my mind because I don't know for sure what I want to do as far as a base for it. And I may end up wanting to hang it up somewhere, you know. I think it looks really good, you guys. So what did we do today? We put this church project together. This church project came from Junk and Craft Treasures. And she does have her next box, I think, is available on her website. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. It might not be available yet. But I'm thinking that it's available. What's fun about Melissa's boxes are it's a mystery box. So each month you don't know what you're going to get. It's going to be a surprise. So, and she makes them as you order them. So she has like a 7-day window that you can go in and order them. And then I think it's a week or two and then they ship out. And her fiance cuts all the wood for her on the laser and stuff like that. She basically comes up with the idea and he helps her bring it to life. And it's really fun. Yeah, I could put the brick on the base. That's what I'm thinking too. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is a lot of base. Do you see what I mean? In my mind, I'm thinking more along the lines of maybe have it just be like the width there, and then maybe half of this size. Now, I know why she did it this way, so that you had lots of options to where you could put that on here, you know, and have stuff sitting with it, or put some flowers or stuff on it. See, that looks good too, like that. I don't know. I'm going to have to wait and decide for sure what I want to do. Right now, I'm kind of liking it like this, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll change my mind probably. But I like how the door turned out. Like I said, I was thinking about going around and like framing it in, but I'm going to leave it because I think that looks really cute like that. And I'm afraid if I go in and try to do some of these details, I'm going to end up with a mess because my hands are not that steady. So in these, you know, went right over where the framework is on these too. So that's why I'm going to leave it like that. But anyway, if you guys are interested in one of her boxes, junkandcrafttreasures.com, you can order them from there. It's Miss Melissa, and she does some fun, wonderful things. And if you don't like her page, go check her page out. You can see some fun stuff. She is one of my stencil soul sisters. So that's how we met, is through Essential Stencils. So anyway, that's all we've got for today. You guys, tomorrow is Friday, and I can't remember what time I'm on. Oh, I'm on for the Take 5 Friday, friends. And I will be on at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And I don't know what we're going to work on. We may work on a page in our book. We may work on some ATC cards. I haven't decided. We may do a base to this if I end up wanting to do the base. So, you guys, I hope you have a great evening and a great tomorrow. And I will talk to you later. Bye-bye, friends.